Okay, we're recording and we are live, and we are so glad that everybody is here. This is your first vision board party. Yay, Danielle, that's great. I'm glad that you're spending some time with us tonight. I am excited. This is something we've done once before, and I'm excited to do it again because I think it just adds tremendous value to your day, to your week, to your month, and especially to your year. And I'll speak to that here in a little bit of what a difference the year made for us as we reflect back to our last vision board we did. I'll talk about that in a minute. But that's still, so this call's a little different. Usually we have a team call and we're focusing on other things, but tonight is all about vision and dreaming and what's possible. And so we're excited to talk to you tonight. I'm going to share a little bit, and I know Kathleen's going to share, Joey and Alex are going to share, Marcy's going to share. And we all have a little portion that we're going to talk about and just some of the dreams and visions that we have. So until we get to that point, I'm going to just kick us off here because we want to be really conscious of time and make sure we keep this to an hour. So first of all, I want to just again say welcome. Thanks so much for being here tonight, and we're excited to have you dream about what is possible. So the one thing, the reason why we want to do this is I got to get some more folks here. So, oh, actually, let me back up. One thing we want you to do is eliminate distractions. Some of you are driving home, some of you are at work, so I recognize that might not be possible, but if at all possible, eliminate your distractions, turn off your notifications on your phone, maybe put your phone upside down, unless you're on your phone. If you're using your phone to watch this, then of course don't turn your phone over. But you know, turn your phone on silent, flip it over, eliminate distractions, get a pen, get a paper, and maybe a drink of water or whatever it is you need to drink tonight to just get you grounded in here, because we want you to be present and aware, because that's what's going to make the biggest difference for you today. Okay, so that was number one. I have like a bullet list. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to do right off the gate that I think is so important as we think about what we want is first focus on what we're grateful for. So I thought it might be nice for the first minute in here in a minute, I'm going to set the timer and we're just going to go to town on that notebook I told you to grab, or that piece of paper. And if you're driving or not able to, then just in your mind mentally create a list of everything that you're grateful for 1 minute, okay? So that kind of helps ground us, gets us in the moment. So here, I'm gonna set the timer right now, and then let's get after it. So go ahead and start writing what you're grateful for right now. Sandy, we're so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. We're just doing a gratitude list. For the next 30 seconds, write everything that you're grateful for on a piece of paper, okay? We'll do that for the next 30 seconds. Okay, minutes up. That went fast. I feel like we need another minute. Stacy, welcome. We're just doing a little bit of a gratitude moment. So we're just getting grounded and focusing on what we're grateful for. So that went really fast. I could have gone on and on. I suspect you guys could have as well. So if you can spend a few more times just getting really intentional with what you're grateful for, I think that's a great way to start this call. So that was my first exercise. And then second to that would be, I just want you to start visualizing what you want. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to set the timer this time for 2 minutes. And I'm just going to ask you over and over again, what do you want? Okay. And this might seem weird. I did this at an event a couple years ago, and it was actually really, really cool. Matt and I have done this together as an exercise, just when we're trying to kind of recommit to our goals or focus. We ask each other, what do you want? And we write it down on paper. So I'll just keep asking you over and over again for 2 minutes. I'm not going to say anything else other than what do you want? And you might notice in the beginning, you say things like, I want to get out of debt. I want to weigh this amount. I want to lose 10 pounds or whatever. You know, it could be a bunch of different, you'll find it's maybe a little more surfacey or easy to say stuff. But as we keep going, that's why we're going to do it for 2 minutes. Because as we keep going, your answers might change a little bit. I want to feel connected. I want to feel happy. I want to feel, you'll just notice a change in what you really want. And sometimes we get into those deeper layers as the longer we go on. So we'll do it for 2 minutes. The extra, when I did it, it was like 5 minutes. It was a long time. So 2 minutes is a little bit shorter, but it will get us started. And then I'll go into the next thing. So here we go. I'll set the timer. So get ready to just focus on what do you want. Okay, so here we go. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? For those that just joined us, we're just doing an exercise. So grab a piece of paper really quick and a pen. And I'm just asking, what do you want? And just start jotting down on a piece of paper, what do you want? What do you want? It doesn't have to be like, what do you want, a car? Do you want a house? So just I'll keep asking. So what do you want? 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 And there's our timer. Okay, kind of loud, sorry. So did anybody have anything that kind of surprised them as they kind of got further down the list? Was there anything that surprised you or you were not expecting to think about? Anybody want to say? Okay. Well, for me, when I did this exercise last year, when we did it in 2020, I have my list right here. It was things like, I want to feel connected, or I want confidence, I want clothes, I want a lot of clothes, I want a personal trainer, I want to be debt free, I want, it just went on and on and on. And it seemed like the further I got down, the layers kind of peeled back a little bit. And I really discovered, what is it that I really want? What do I want to feel more of? So, oh, good, Alex, thanks. You commented here. I want more people in my life to be at the bigger table than we are at. So tell us a little bit more what you mean there. I want to hear.
So one thing that we have been talking with our life coach about is as we grow as people, we are kind of leveling up. And so it's kind of, you're sitting at a bigger table, as we like to describe it. So the types of people that you're hanging around with, the people that I hang around with now are not the same people that I hung out with 2 years ago. And that's really made a big difference in our life and how we think, how we like future wise, and not saying that I don't hang out with the people from 2 years ago, but I just make sure it's a point that I don't hang out and be around that environment, but I want to bring those people with me. I want them to be at this higher level of thinking, this bigger table, is kind of that idea.
Love it. Love it. I'm glad you expanded because I knew what you meant, but I knew that everybody else didn't know what you meant. So I love that. I love that. And that's something I've experienced myself. So I love just leveling up like that. That's great. A great.
And I love what Sarah Rogers said. I want to stay home with work. She wants to be a stay-at-home. She wants to be an entrepreneur. That's what I think. But also be able to contribute to bills. Is that what you meant, Sarah? That's what I'm hearing. Yes.
She says yes. Love it. Good. Awesome. Good. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing. Some of the ones that I put for this year when I did this exercise, in preparation for this call, it was things like a new truck is still on there. That didn't happen last year by choice. That's the neat thing. I'll get into that in a minute. but continue to eliminate debt, grow my personal VP team here in Pottery, increase the retention rate of those that I sponsor, keeping them. I want to create systems to increase productivity. I want to get a house cleaner regularly, so I'm not always cleaning. That's part of being productive, being having the productivity. I want to strengthen my relationships with my friends and with my family and with my team, and I want to increase our savings account. So these are things that, again, as you just go down and down and down, they continue to go, go, go. So I really thought that was a great exercise to start with, and we're going to get even more specific now. We're going to go through a series of questions. We have 8 categories that we're going to ask you to get really crystal clear on these specific categories. I'll start, and then Kathleen's going to help, Joey and Alex are going to help, Marcy's going to help. We're all going to take a portion and just kind of model. We'll get there, just a second. I'm getting ahead of myself, because really the whole reason we're here, the reason why we started with this call, and then we have our vision board party coming up in a couple weeks where we put everything together, is first you need to create the vision for yourself. You need to dream about what's possible, because without vision, you will repeat the past. And so that's why you're here. I imagine if you're here, if you're sitting on this call right now, if you're watching the replay later, you want a change of some sort. And I'd imagine you just wrote a bunch down on your paper, right? You want some sort of a change, but without vision, without experiencing it and visualizing it, you're going to just repeat what's been familiar. And I've experienced that myself, but I've also experienced what visualizing and dreaming can do. So there's 2 exercises I want to do really quick. One is I want you guys to picture, I heard this in a podcast and I thought it was so powerful. So I'm going to do the same thing to you guys. I want you guys to picture, so close your eyes, everybody close your eyes. And I want you to picture a lemon, okay? A lemon that's sitting on your counter. And I want you to go over to that lemon, and I want you to go pick it up with your hand and then go to your knife drawer or wherever your knives are and take out a knife. And I want you to picture yourself cutting that lemon in half. Okay, and then I want you to put it into your mouth. And what happened? What happened when you yeah, Kathleen's got an icky face.
Sour.
Are you talking about the knife or the lemon?
Oh, the lemon, Ariel. Lemon. Sorry, that's funny. I should have been very clear, but I would have helped you.
I like lemon, so.
But did your mouth kind of tingle at all?
No, my mouth was scared.
Oh, geez. Ariel, you're ruining this whole exercise. No, just kidding. I ruined it by not being clear. But Lynn, you said that your mouth kind of got watery.
Salivated. I like lemons. I'll eat lemons, so yeah.
I will too. I like lemons too, but just the idea of it kind of makes my mouth like tingle a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like you just kind of get that perk. Like that's what Kathleen's face did. Anybody else? Raise your hand if your mouth got a little like tingly, or just you kind of felt it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what visualizing does. Like it creates an image in your head that is just so real that it actually made your mouth water. And so we want to create vision so that it's so real, your mind's already experienced it. You've already experienced it in your mind, and you're putting it on paper and you're visualizing it every day. You go to that vision board and you're seeing it, you're being reminded of it. But first you got to dream about what's possible. So that's what we're going to go into now. And I just wanted to share one more thing before we move on to that as I was preparing for this, I went through my notes from last year of hosting this call. It was exactly a year ago. We hosted a call very similar to this one, and we put vision boards together. We got images and pictures, and it was in March that we were supposed to put it together when everything fell apart. The whole country fell apart. We had a vision board party, supposed to be at my house, and everything just one after another, things just fell apart. And so we still did a virtual option one. But anyway, my point is I go back to my notes and I read about what I wanted in 2020 and what I actually accomplished. And when I look at my vision board, I'll show it here a little bit later from last year. I'm going to prepare a new one, just like all of you. I have the same homework that you're all going to have. But this vision board that I'm looking at here, just about everything on here came to fruition. With the exception of the truck. We did not get a truck, but that was by choice because we put it in other places. We put that money that we would have spent on a truck in a trailer. We got a travel trailer. And that was huge. That was a huge part of our vision board that was here, but I didn't really know it. It was traveling. It was pictures of woods and cabins. And now we've experienced that all summer long. We took our travel trailer everywhere throughout the summer, experiencing fun things. Everything that I see here, a bathroom remodel. I don't know if you guys noticed, I posted the other day that we just remodeled our bathroom. That came as a result. The vision that was on here is nearly the same bathroom that we have in my master now. So it's amazing what truly happens as a result of getting crystal clear on what you want, finding those images and pictures that help make it a reality. So that is why we're here today. That is why we're doing this call. And so let's just dive right into these next 8 sections, okay? So we have 8 different sections that you're gonna go through. I'll start with the first one, that what we really wanna get clear on is what we wanna feel. Often goals that we have are more of a feeling that we want. So for example, when I say, I want to have better relationships with my family, with my kids, and with my husband, what is it really that I'm after? It's, I want to feel connected with them. I want to feel connected to my family. I want to feel like we have great relationships and there's open communication. That's connection. Or when I say I want to be debt-free, what's really, when I say, yeah, I don't want to have any debt, what's really the feeling I want? The feeling that I want is I want to be in control of my finances. I want to be able to say yes to things, the ability to be able to say, yes, I'm in control. The feeling of I don't owe anybody anything. What a great feeling, right? So when I say debt-free, it's really that feeling that we're going for. So we want you to be thinking about the feelings that come with these goals that you have. So number 1 is, what do you, I'm going to ask you this question. So in fact, I want you to write this on your paper. What do I want to feel, create, or experience? Okay, I'm going to write that even in the chat. What do you want to feel? What do you want to feel, create, or experience in each one of these categories? Okay, so I'm going to ask this of each one. So the first category is, what do you want to feel, create, or experience mentally or spiritually? So for me, what I want to feel closer to God. I want to feel connected to God. I want to be inspired to help others, inspired to serve others when they may need it. And so think about that. And then I have one follow-up question after that too. I'm going to write it in the chat here. So what do you want to feel, create, or experience spiritually or mentally? And then the follow-up question is, what actions help me move along that path? What actions can I take to help me accomplish those feelings? So for me, wanting to be connected closer to God and feeling in tune, that would be meditation, that would be prayer, that would be time in nature, unplugged, time away from technology, and just tuned into my environments. So does that make sense? So that was number 1. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask, because we're going to do this 7 more times with 7 different categories. And I'm going to pass the baton over to Joey and Alex. They're going to do our next one. But does anybody have any questions about how this is working? Okay. All right. If not, then I'm going to pass the baton over to Joey and Alex for what's next. What's the next thing?
All right, the next one is going to be for health and wellness. So what do you want to feel, create, or experience with your health and wellness? This has been a really big focus for Alex and I over the last year. And some of the things that we really wanted to feel was, we wanted to feel less tired. You know, we wanted to have more energy. We wanted to be able to have a clearer vision, so a clearer mind, and really be able to just focus throughout the day, because we were feeling very scattered.
A lot of brain fog going on. Yeah, I mean, the big thing is we just wanted to feel more energized, more athletic.
I wanted to feel good in my clothes. As Elka likes to say, feel good naked. That's kind of the hashtag that she's been using. So what are some of the things that you want to feel, create, or experience? So maybe it's being able to play with your kids for a longer period of time. Maybe it's going for a bike ride with your kids. Maybe it's if there's some, like, I know some people will go do like body competitions. Maybe is that something that you want to do over this next year? There's different like goals that you can do that. So what actions can you take towards helping you feel, create, or experience that? So for us, we got a nutritionist. I did some research and I figured out what I wanted to do. And so we went to a functional medicine nutritionist and really got clear on, you know, we want to be this body fat with this much, you know, this much weight. And the things that we got from that was the clearer head and being able to think and be creative again. So if it's, maybe it's changing your eating habits, maybe it's substituting, going out to lunch and having fast food 5 times a week, maybe it's only 3 times a week, and you're going to take a meal. So your action is going to be, I'm going to take lunch with me for 2 days a week.
We're not getting Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. I'm not going to tattle on who that is, but maybe not getting Dunkin' in the morning every day. Mindy.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, you guys. Thanks. I'm going to do the next one too. So the next one, so this is number 3. This would be relationships. What do I want to feel, create, or experience when it comes to my relationships? This could be a relationship with your significant other. This could be a relationship with your children, with your parents, with your in-laws, any relationship that's important and meaningful to you. What do you want to feel, create, or experience? So for me, I kind of went over this already, but I really do want to feel connected with my family. My kids are getting bigger, and one's going to be leaving the nest soon. I only have about 2 years left with her before she's out and going to college. So I just really am cherishing this time and really want to just have wonderful experiences with them, connections with them, feel like they are engaged, they're happy, I'm happy. So I want to feel authentic, sincere. So what actions, when I think about that, what actions do I need to take to do that? Some of the things I came up with was date night, making sure I have a date night with my spouse, and date night even with my kids, that I eliminate distractions when I'm with them, that when I'm with them, I put the phone away, put it in the other room, so that I'm totally attentive and connecting with them. And having eye contact when they talk with me, that I'm not just like, yeah, but I'm making eye contact. So those are some of the actions I can take to feel more connected with my kids, being present, engaged, and so forth. So any questions with that one? Okay. Okay, Kathleen, you have our next one.
Yeah, so I'd like to share with you, what do you want to feel, create, or experience with your business? This is your business. This is your career. This is your life. For me, I have had my business for many years, but now my business is all about the abundance, the momentum, the exponential growth that I want. How does that look to you? Does it look like something where you are among high-level business people? Does it look like something that you want to have pet parents flocking to you, thanking you for what you're doing for their pets? Is it something like that you are helping people every day get to where they want to be in their life? What does your business look like to you? What does that career look like? Is it staying at home? Is it doing events? Really think about what is it that drives you to build your business? And I want to emphasize your business because it is yours, no one else's. You own it.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. That could be a rank up, right? It could be ranking up. It could be that you grow a team. It could be that you hit an income goal. It could be that you promote within, outside of pottery. This doesn't always have to be pottery. It could be with your career that you're doing outside of pottery too. So, okay, I think we have Marcy, the financial section. Marcy, are you able to chat and tell us about financial?
I am. Sorry, I don't have my screen on. My friend's dog was howling in the other room, so I had to come in the room. It's dark. But as far as financial, there's different ways that you can look at finances. It could be your monthly finances. What bills do you have? Maybe what bills, if you have a credit card bill or a car payment, what would you like to pay off? Is there money? Do you want to put money away just for savings or to buy something like a house, or pay cash for a car? Are you looking to start college funds for your kids? What is it that you want to create within your finances, or how would you feel if money was no object to you? If you had the extra money that you needed, would you feel a sense of accomplishment? Would you feel less stressed? Would you feel a sense of relief? I know I get very stressed when I'm worried about if, finances, because I balance for myself and for our rescue. I have to make sure that both budgets are in balance, or, something's got to give. So for me, the extra money that comes in gives me a huge sense of relief and takes a lot of pressure off. So what would having those finances do for you? And this kind of ties back to business, is how do you want to get those finances? Are you wanting to build your pottery business? Are you looking to add something else? Are you looking to put stuff away for CDs or things like that? And then think about how you might create it. If you want to get your finances through increasing your business, how are you going to increase it? How are you going to create that extra income for yourself, or for your family, or for your kids, or for your pets?
Perfect. Thank you, Marcy. Great tips, great ideas. And Kathleen, I have you next for what do you want for personal growth and wishes?
Yes, I want each and every one of you to think about, what does personal growth mean to you? In what areas of your life would you like to grow? Is to become more independent. That doesn't mean independent and walk away from your family. Independent in maybe in your financial way. Is there a vision you have of who you want to become? Is it someone that walks across the stage and receives awards for all that you've done? Is it something that you want to be a better mom? Is it something that you want to be that you want to feel worthy? This is the big thing for me. When I look at this category, personal growth and wishes, I want to feel worthy. I want to feel appreciated. I want to make a difference in others' lives, in my own life. And as you're thinking about this, I will share a very, very recent affirmation. I actually, if you all look up, I actually did affirmations and put them laminate them, and they're everywhere in my house. And the one statement that is very meaningful to me is my vision. My vision, this is so perfect for a vision board. My vision is my reality. And in my mind and in my heart, my reality is my stardom. So therefore, I've already put myself where I want to be. Think about that. Whatever your desire is, or who you want to become, visualize that you're there. As you do your vision board, as you think about it, put yourself there. And feel empowered. Empower yourself with life situations, people that put yourself there, that those people will empower you to reach that that personal goal and the wish that you desire, because with that it will happen.
I love those prompts you gave us. Thank you. I think those are great, great ones to reflect on. I wrote several of them down here. Make a difference. I love that. I want to be able to make a difference, feel appreciated. Those are great. So thanks for those prompts. All right, Joey and Alex, you guys have a fun one. You want to tell us the next one?
We sure do.
Yeah, so it is fun, hobbies, and passions. Sorry, I had to check my notes.
Fun, hobbies, and passions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that's, so think about like what kind of hobbies you want to have or what kind of fun you want to have. Maybe it's going on vacations. Maybe it's doing some traveling this next year. Hopefully we'll all be able to do a lot more of that.
But it can be things like maybe you are a creative person, and so you get back into doing some of the painting that you used to do or drawing. One of the things I like to do is I like to do puzzles and listen to a podcast. So it's a way that you can work on that personal development, but still be able to do something that you are passionate about and get some of that downtime. Maybe it's just committing to having some alone time with your dog, going out for a walk. That can be very fun, and it's a hobby that you can do. Or maybe you want to get into some sort of sport with your dog. I'd love to get into scent work with this guy here. He can clearly smell my dinner that I had earlier today. But what kind of passions do you have? Maybe it's, I know there's even weird things like you can help with counting the some of the birds that nest around, either hawks and things like that, and you can help with some of the documenting, that kind of stuff. So what is it that is not work, pottery related, that you still want to be able to do, that's fun, that is your passion, and that can be a hobby for you? And then what kind of actions can you take towards that? Maybe it's looking up what kind of sport clubs are in your area and then going to a few of them to try out and see which club would be you fit in the best. Maybe it's just going to your local thrift store and picking up a puzzle and just getting one to kind of see, okay, maybe I need to get a card table. So what kind of actions can you do to start doing those fun activities? And it could be something with your family too. Maybe it's volleyball on Thursday nights with your family, or going to racquetball, or getting something like that.
Could be game night too. Maybe it's a board game night.
Yeah, we always had game nights growing up as a kid, and those were always fun. We'd learn different card games, or we'd do a different board game.
Love it. That's great. And I think that's one of the most essential categories, is having fun. Because if you don't have fun, what are we doing this for? You've got to have fun. That fills your cup, gives you something to look forward to. So I'm glad you guys covered that one. So Mindy's saying, I literally just wrote that down, Alex and Joey. So good. All right, good. Glad these prompts are helping you. Okay, so then last, Marcy, we have you last, and certainly not least, of how to give back. So let's have you chat with us.
Giving back is actually my big passion. Like I said, I run a rescue. So my pottery business is actually the rescue. I run it for the rescue, and everything goes right back to them. But obviously not everybody runs their own rescue, but you can donate to give back to help a shelter or another rescue. I mean, even doesn't have to be money, can be time. Walk a dog, brush a dog, take the cats out, change a litter box, even donate towels or cleaning supplies. There's all kinds of things, a way to give back to a shelter or a rescue. Some people choose organizations that they like to give back to, such as medical foundations, cancer research. That's another big passion of mine, by the way. The kids foundations that they have on TV. Personally, I know that some of the large, huge humane societies, like the big giant corporate ones, check those out before donating, because sometimes the funds do not go where you think they're going.
Correct.
So, yeah, trying to do good by the animals, make sure your donations are going in the right place. But how would you give back if you had your extra finances and everything that you wanted, everything that you were striving for financially, and you're starting to bring in extra? What would you choose to give back to? How would you be philanthropic? Would you help people with service dogs? Would you donate to a church, or a mission trip, or medical stuff? There's so many ways and avenues to give back. And if you were able to give back even just a little bit, how would that make you feel? I know for me, the animals are in my heart, and all my life, that's what I've wanted to do, is be able to give back. And it makes me proud to be able to do that. It really that's what makes me happy. That's what makes me get up in the morning. How would it make you guys feel if you were able to even do just a little bit for somebody else? Yep, Adrian is saying hospice and senior rescue and other things like that. What about donating time in a nursing home? I know that they like to sometimes give classes to the residents, or just go read books with them, or take Joey and Alex's idea of fun and bring the board games to a nursing home, to give back that way. You can be so creative being philanthropic, and even just a little bit makes a big difference. Even if it's 50 cents or $1, pay for the meal for the person behind you in line at a drive-through. There's so much you can do. Oh, a friend of mine sometimes puts some money in the diaper boxes at the stores. So when the moms open the diapers, there's actually diapers and money.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. You're right. There's so many ways to give back. In December, we really encouraged our kids to not eat out. They love to eat out. It's like their favorite thing to do. Like, can we go to Chick-fil-A? I hear that, at least. I heard it today. I hear it like once a day. And we said for the month of December, we're not eating out. We're not going anywhere. And we're donating all the money we would have spent on fast food to the food bank. And it was really fun for them to be able to see, like, wow, what makes a big difference. So we went to Costco actually and just loaded up on all the food that we bought with the proceeds, with the money we would have spent on fast food. And they saw how much of a difference that made. And it was really, really cool. There are a millions and millions of ways that we can give back. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. I love that you said that, Marcy. It can be 50 cents. It can be $1. It can be leaving a diaper for someone in need, or the money to get the diaper. So I love these examples. And I think that these are what Stacy said it too. This is why she joined Paw Tree. It was such a part of our culture, is giving back. So I'm so pleased that that's on top priority for a lot of you. That I can tell that's in your heart. So Marcy, thanks for those wonderful examples. I appreciate that. So I hope this has given you much to think about, much to, we started with what do you want, and combined it with these 8 categories that really can help you narrow down and get pretty specific on what it is you want to feel more of. And so now we get to move into the vision board part. So I'll talk first about, we've said it with each section, is what actionable item can you do to help you move closer to that goal. I've been reading this book, The Atomic Habits. I highly recommend this, because in order to create change, you've got to create some new habits. It's so essential for you to be able to create some new habits around these things that you want, right? And I love this quote from him. I'm going to read this. He's James Clear. He's the author of Atomic Habits. He said, no matter how consistent you are with your habits, it is inevitable that life will interrupt you at some point. Perfection is not possible. Before long, an emergency will pop up. You get sick, or you have to travel for work, or your family needs a little more of your time. Whenever this happens to me, I try to remind myself a simple rule: never miss twice. I love, love, love that thought, because I think it's easy for us to miss once, right? Perfection isn't possible. I'm a big believer in that. I understand that it's really not possible to be perfect. But if we can practice that perfection, if we can really make a commitment to never miss twice, I think it makes the most dramatic difference. Example is, for the new year, I committed to getting 10,000 steps every day since January 1st and tracking my food, because I really feel so much better when I track my food. I'm feeling better. It's everything we talked about. I feel better. I feel more in control. I feel like, well, I obviously know that when I'm eating too much or not enough, so there's so many benefits to me tracking my food, and it just accomplishes a lot of my health and wellness goals. So I wanted to get 10,000 steps and track my food every day. Well, things came up, legacy, like think of all the things that pop up and interfere, but I've never missed twice. And because of that, I have 10,000 steps, 6 out of 7 days, which that was really my goal, 6 of 6. I really wanted to get 6 out of 7 days, 10,000 steps. So I have not missed a week. And tracking, I've never missed 2 days, and I've missed 1 day, but never missed it twice. And it's made the biggest impact on how I feel in 2021. And it gives me that confidence that I know it's possible. It just gets me that much closer to my goals because I know it happens, So I love that quote. A couple other things I wanted you to think about too. This is one of my other favorite quotes. I say it all the time, but there is no growth in the comfort zone, and there is no comfort in the growth zone. So what are you willing to get uncomfortable doing to help you get closer to your goals? The name of the book is Atomic Habits, and it looks like this. You can see my tabs. I've got lots of tabs of things I've loved from it. So Atomic Habits, James Clear.
I have to say, yeah, I highly recommend it too, and I'll tell you why. I'm not a big reader. I have to admit, I've only read maybe 1 or 2 chapters, but I got so much out of the first 10 pages. How many books have you picked up that you just were blown wide open in the first 10 pages? I cannot say enough what a great book it is. And I have a 40-year-old son that doesn't ever agree with anything I say. Saw that book under the Christmas tree. He was like, "Oh my God, Mom, that's my favorite book." That was all I needed to hear.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. I'm with you. I'm not a big reader either, but I do, part of my daily routine is to read something that nourishes my mind, and it can't be social media. It has to be something that's like a self-development book. So I've been listening to it and reading it because I do better that way, and that's made it a little bit more meaningful to me. So I recommend both. Get it and then get the audio version too. But I want to emphasize again that quote, there's no comfort in the growth zone and there's no growth in the comfort zone. If you're just going to be comfy, then we're right back to where we started with this call, that without vision, without some sort of new habit or goal, you're going to have the same experiences. Life's just going to look the same. And maybe that's okay. Maybe you're comfortable and you're happy there. But again, I think you're on this call because you want change in some area. So we went over 8 different categories, plus we went over what do you want list. There's a lot of things we've covered, right? A lot. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, pick one thing. What is one thing that you can change or implement today that's the most important, that's screaming to you that this needs to change in one of those categories? Is there something that stands out more? If you can just do one, what would it be? And what are you willing to get out of your comfort zone to accomplish? And what are you willing to do to get out of your comfort zone to accomplish these new goals, these new hopes and desires? So last, but certainly not least, this is where we get to the vision board part, okay? Because we've got to get ready for our vision board party. That's February 6th. And we'll come together, we'll meet on Zoom, and we're going to be putting them together. So between now and then, this is going to take at least an hour, I would think maybe 2 hours. So time block some time between now and definitely before the 6th, let's say between now and February 1st, of collecting pictures, collecting images, collecting quotes, collecting symbols, anything that would speak to all the things you wrote down today. So if like for me, well, let me just show you some of my old ones, okay? So these are some of my old, this is my vision board. It can be a cork board like this. This is a cork board. It can be a piece of thick paper like this. I've got posters. In fact, my kids are doing this too. We have my kids doing a vision board as well. So I have 3 poster boards in the back of my kids' stuff. It can be anything that speaks to you, but it needs to be somewhere that you can see it. We want it visible. We want it right front and center on your desk, maybe take a picture of it on your phone once you're done. Take a picture. That can be your screen, your background, your screensaver. We want it visible so you're looking at it every day as a reminder of what you committed to, what you want to see change. And so some of these pictures here, I have some really great quotes. I had a picture of my bathroom, which we've now since remodeled. So that actually, I took it off my vision board to get all the paint samples and like talk to our contractor and say, this is what we want it to look like. So I don't have that on here anymore. But we have a picture of traveling, a lot of the traveling that we want to do. Date night, I have some like fun date night tips and ideas and things like that for kids and the hubby. I have a little like savings. I love this picture. I thought this was great. This is like a little piggy bank, and it says college. It says vacations, medical. And so this is one too that we've done. We have, so it's not like a physical jar, but this is something that we've accomplished, that we have savings accounts for different things. So now when we want to go on vacation, we just take it from the vacation fund. When we want to go, when the car needs a repair, we take it from the car fund. So we've been able to do that. And I know it came as a result of this vision board. So get together, get all of these things together that you want to feel, experience, and create in 2021 and beyond, and just start collecting those images. You can go to Pinterest and get a lot of images off of Pinterest. You can go to the library. I learned that you can go to the library and get donated magazines. They have tons. So if your library is open, go to the library, because it can be any magazine. It doesn't have to be like a Better Homes and Garden. It can be any magazine. I promise you, you'll find something in there that speaks to you, that relates to what you wrote down today. So magazines, dentist office, that's another place you can collect them. Dentist or orthodontist, they might have some that they could give you in your local community. But Pinterest is a great resource. They have a lot of fun images of things, but also just Googling images. My daughter, she has a stack about this thick of all the pictures she collected on Google, and just Googled what she wanted. Like, she's a big swimmer, so she has a lot of swimming goals. So she printed out a lot of swimming images and medals that she really wants to earn, the times that she wants to get for her swimming goals. She printed those out, just 40.2, 29.1, and printed those out. So just get really creative. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Kathleen, Joey, Alex, Marcy, anything I'm missing on where to collect these things?
I don't really have an idea on where to collect, but I do want to tell each and every one of you, I don't know how many here have never done a vision board. However, a vision board is something for you in your life. And lately, I've been talking to a lot of people that a vision board is the greatest gift of taking the time, finding the resources, whether it's Pinterest, online, buying magazines, the library, asking your neighbors. It is the greatest gift you can give yourself, to really focus on these 8 areas and maybe more that you can think of, and create the vision of you and who you are and who you want to become and where you want to go. And I think that it is life-changing, and it is extremely empowering. And don't set any limits. I could say that I want to be like Trisha's friend that makes $1 million a week. Okay, I can visualize that. Maybe not a week, a month. Sorry.
Yeah, a month. Yeah, in a network marketing company. She's in doTERRA. She makes $1 million a month. It can happen. Whatever you want.
No limits. Even at 66 years old, you know what? I could say I'm going to be a rock star, and I'm going to be on the national news network because of something I did. There's no limit. Don't limit yourself.
There's one thing too, I failed to mention, that if you want, let's say, a car, go test drive the car and get your picture of this is me test driving a Range Rover, because that used to be my dream car, but things change. I don't want a Range Rover anymore. I want a BMW. So I don't want this one anymore. So now I need to go test drive the BMW and get a picture of me in the BMW that I want. So take a picture of you doing the thing. Go to the mall where you want to buy the clothes. Go to the ring store where you want the ring. Go to the car store to wear the car that you want. Go to the animal rescue that you want to be part of and you want to donate to. Picture yourself, hold a bunch of money in front of it and take a picture of you. It could be Monopoly money, and say, this is me 5 years from now or 1 year from now donating to my favorite rescue. Take pictures. So that's definitely a resource. And then just go get them printed at your local Walmart or Costco or Walgreens. I think most of them are still printing. I know some aren't, so you might want to check with your local print shops and make sure they're printing. I know some of ours are not printing as much, but collect, gather, print all those images, pictures, symbols, anything that relates to what you visualized today. And I promise you, you will look back next year as we do this call again, and you might be the one leading the call saying, this is what I put on the vision board last year, and this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is what happened. Because I promise you, since I've been doing this the last 3 years, our life has totally changed. Now, it's not, I didn't just put pictures up there and walk away. That's what I want to emphasize. I was very intentional on what they were and the action steps that were required for me to meet those things. So it just is, just as we talked about, that's why it's so critical that you put action steps next to these things. We want you to visualize it, but we also want you to have a plan on how to get those things and not just walk away and say, that was fun. Okay, you know, let's sit back and wait for it to happen. You need to put a little effort into it. So I'm so glad you guys could come. Are there any questions? We're so happy to stick around and answer any questions you might have. But just make sure you're here on Zoom. We'll be posting, you know, in the Vision Board Party event page, you know, where to come and what link to join. But actually, I'll be going live from that page, so you can just join it live. But we definitely want you to be prepared for that. So are there any questions before we turn you loose?
I was going to say, my friend has a neat quote that always sticks in my mind. And he says, don't think outside the box, think like there is no box.
Ooh,
Like, think bigger,
I like that.
not just a little bigger, like a lot bigger.
I like that a lot. And you know what? That goes back to where Joey and Alex started, is like meeting at the table. Like, if there's people that are around you that are making you feel like you can't accomplish these things, you're hanging out at the wrong table. Find a new table. And this could be your table. If you need to show up every Monday to this call to be reminded of that vision board that you put together, then do it. Make sure, because we believe in you. And I, again, know it's possible. And it's all about who you spend your time with. You are a product of who you spend time with. So if they're not helping you get closer to your goals, find some new friends. And we'll be your friends. We already are your friends, I hope. I hope that we're already your friends. So there you go. I think that's it. No questions, you guys. We're so happy to hang out and answer any.
Trisha, would you read the Oprah Winfrey?
Oh, I think I took it off. You read it, because I took it off this one. I decided not to. Yeah, read it.
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey. I think everybody here probably knows who she is a little bit. The big secret in life is that there is no secret. Whatever is your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. And you're willing, it's not just, I don't like the word work. If you're willing to commit, and if you're willing to give of yourself, let yourself go there. Believe you can get, it's not just work, it's believing you can get there. Believe that you can get there, and you will. And here's a couple phrases I want you to think about. These are some things that you can, that when you're thinking of things in life, use these phrases rather than, I don't know if I can do that, or I might, or I think I can. Now, how about I deserve it? I will do it. I am going to do it, and I can do it. And it's a way of reprogramming your mental energy and your mental and how you speak, because the way you speak is what your ears hear, and your ears feed back to your brain. And as much as you want something, it is you have to believe it in from your heart. And that's where where changing your phraseology, changing your words will become your intention, and your intention will become your reality. And I just made that up, and I don't even know if it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm so sorry.
It totally makes sense. Thank you for sharing and elaborating. I think that was great. I'm glad you ended with the Oprah quote. So, okay, Oh, I'm so glad. I'm hearing good vibe or good feedback. So we're glad that this was helpful. It is recorded, so you're welcome to share it or listen to it again if you feel like you were distracted or driving. I know some of you are commuting home and things. We have it as a recording, so you can watch it again. And we recommend that you do so that you can get really crystal clear for our
I
vision.
have one thing I want
Oh,
to
yes, please. Yes.
add in. So one thing that you can do too, so I know for my team, one thing that I've had them do is kind of make their avatar of who's their ideal pet pro or who's their ideal customer. Like for me, it's all about the dog mom, 100% obsessed with their pets. And so that's something that you can put on your vision board too, of like, who is that person that you're looking for? So when you're looking at your vision board, you can see, okay, I'm drawing in that type of person that I want to work with and have on my team, or that ideal client that's going to be ordering $300 a month every month because she's obsessed with her pets and always wants the best for it. So that's something that you can add into there too. So when you're looking through the magazines, maybe it's a quote or some wording. Maybe it's you find something that says, 1 star or something like that. Those are good images that you can add into your vision board as well.
Love that. I'm glad you shared that too. It's very true. Manifest who it is you want to be part of your life and your team. So it's great. Great. Well, we finished on time. I'm proud of ourselves. I really am. We thought this might be a little long. So thanks so much for being here. And we'll get the recording up so you can have it for future reference. But we look forward to the Vision Board Party on February 6th. That's Saturday. Come ready, and please reach out if you have any questions between now and then. So take care, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.